Good morning, everyone. My name is Sirindan Muruganathan, and today I want to talk about something that many of us rarely discuss openly in academic environments: the hidden cost of success. We often celebrate academic achievement, good grades, completed assignments, academic awards. But what we don't always see is what happens behind the camera: the late nights, the constant stress, the feeling of always being behind. And many students quietly carry that burden every single day. This project, MindTrack AI, was developed as part of a team effort using design thinking and TRIZ innovation methods to explore how we can redesign academic systems so that students can succeed without sacrificing their mental well being. But today I will share this project from my own perspective, focusing on how we identified the problem, how innovation helped solve a major contradiction, and how our prototype works to support students in real academic situations. And most importantly, I want to explore a simple but powerful idea. What if academic success didn't have to come at the cost of mental health? Let me start with a short story. Last semester, I remember sitting in my room at 3 a.m. trying to finish an assignment. I had already been up working for hours. My laptop had multiple tabs open, my coffee was cold, and my mind was completely exhausted. But the deadline was the next morning. So I told myself that something that many students say: just push a little more. Maybe you've said that to yourself too. Just one more hour, just one more page, just one more push. But here's a question that started our entire project. What if exhaustion what if success did not have to come at the cost of mental health? Why is exhaustion considered normal in education? Why is academic success often associated with burnout? According to a 2024 academic wellness study, 73% of university students report chronic stress due to academic overload. That means nearly 3 out of 4 students are struggling with stress caused by academic demands. Yet, when we look at productivity tools available to students today, most of them focus on time management. They help students schedule tasks, track deadlines, or organize calendars. But they completely ignore something critical: the emotional and psychological cost of academic pressure. Students are not machines, they are human beings with limits, emotions, and mental health needs. And that realization became the starting point of our project. When we began our research, we wanted to understand something deeper. Is student burnout simply a personal issue? Or is it a system design issue? Through our research, we discovered that many students feel trapped in an academic system where effort is directly linked to self worth. If you struggle, you feel like you're not good enough. If you rest, you feel guilty. Students describe three major problems. First, overwhelming deadlines. Assignments are often given with large scope but little structure, forcing students to figure everything out on their own. Second, sleep deprivation is normalized. Students often sacrifice rest because deadlines take priority over health. And third, mental health decline is treated as an individual weakness rather than a flaw in how academic systems are designed. Students are expected to adapt to the system. But what if the system could adapt to the students? That question led us into the design thinking process. Our team conducted 42 interviews with university students to understand their experiences more deeply. We asked questions like: what part of studying stresses you the most? When do you feel overwhelmed? What kind of support do you wish you had? Three emotional patterns appeared repeatedly: exhaustion, anxiety, isolation. Many students say they feel overwhelmed when they look at a large assignment deadline. The tasks feel too big, so they procrastinate. Then the deadline gets closer, and then they suddenly feel panic. Design thinking taught us something important. Instead of designing for productivity alone, we must design for human experience. So we asked a different question. Not how can students work faster, but how can we support students psychologically while helping them achieve academic success? That this shift in thinking opened the door to a new solution. At this stage, we introduced TRIZ, a structured problem solving framework used to resolve contradictions in complex systems. This contradiction we identified was very clear. Students must achieve high academic performance. But achieving that performance often leads to high stress and burnout. So we asked ourselves, how can we maintain performance while reducing strain? Instead of eliminating academic challenges, we explored ways to transform how students interact with these challenges. TRIZ helped us think creatively about redesigning the entire learning process. The goal was to decouple productivity from psychological strain. This led us to develop a system that doesn't simply track tasks but actually adapts to the student's mental state and workload in real time. And that idea became our prototype. Ladies and gentlemen, our prototype is called MindTrack AI. Its purpose is to transform overwhelming deadlines into manageable and psychologically sustainable steps. This system introduced four key features. First, AI-powered smart scheduling. When a student enters an assignment deadline, the system automatically creates a personalized study plan based on the available time and workload. Second, a real-time stress monitoring dashboard. This dashboard tracks study patterns, workload intensity, and self-reported well-being. Third, learning management system integration. This allows the app to automatically detect upcoming assignments from platforms like Moodle or Blackboard. And finally, the most innovative feature, context-aware milestone adjustment. This means the system can automatically adjust study plans when a student experiences high workload or fatigue. But to truly understand how this works, let me show you how a student would actually use the app. This slide shows the interface of the MindTrack AI application. Let me walk you through how a student would interact with it step by step. When a student first opens the app, they are greeted with a dashboard that shows their current academic workload. Instead of seeing a long list of deadlines, this system presents tasks as structured milestones. For example, imagine a student has a research paper due in 2 weeks. Normally, the deadline may simply appear on a calendar. But in MindTrack AI, the system automatically breaks it into smaller steps, such as topic selection, literature review, outline creation, draft writing, editing, and submission. Each step is scheduled intelligently based on the student's workload. This reduces the psychological burden of seeing a large, intimidating task. Next, the dashboard includes a stress monitoring indicator. This indicator analyzes study behavior and self-reported mood. If the system detects signs of stress, such as very long study sessions or high workload intensity, it will respond in supportive ways. For example, it may recommend taking a short break, switching to a lighter task, practicing a short breathing exercise, and another feature is the adaptive timeline adjustment. If a student falls behind schedule, the system automatically redistributes remaining tasks across the available days. Instead of making the student feel like they failed, the system helps them recover and continue progressing. Students can also customize the experience. We can choose how often the system gives suggestions, adjust break reminders, or modify milestone pacing. This ensures that the app supports students without taking away their sense of control. In many ways, the goal of MindTrack AI is to act like a personal academic coach. A coach that helps students stay productive while protecting their mental health. When we tested our prototype with users, the results were very encouraging. 89% of student users reported reduced anxiety and improved focus during study sessions. Students say that breaking tasks into milestones made assignments feel much more lighter and manageable. Many also described this system as supportive. One student even said it felt like having a personal coach who knows when I need a break. However, we also learned something very important. About 18% of the users initially resisted automated break sessions. Some felt the system was interrupting their concentration. So we introduced personalization controls. Users can now decide how frequently the system provides suggestions. This taught us a key lesson. When designing AI systems, trust and user autonomy are essential. The big idea behind MindTrack AI is transforming academic journeys from high pressure races into sustainable learning processes. The system achieves this through three innovations. First, dynamic workload balancing by tasks automatically adjust based on real-time stress indicators and student pacing. Second, intelligent stress monitoring. The system tracks study behavior and emotional signals to detect early signs of burnout. And third, proactive intervention. Instead of waiting until students become overwhelmed, the system provides support exactly when it's needed. MindTrack AI also aligns with important global goals. It supports SDG 3 and SDG 4. SDG 3 is good health and well-being, and our project supports that by preventing academic burnout through proactive stress monitoring. Like I said, it also supports SDG 4, quality education, by improving learning outcomes through personalized academic support. From an ESG perspective, the platform prioritizes social responsibility, inclusive innovation, and ethical data governance. With 73% of students experience chronic stress, this is not just an academic issue, it's a public health challenge. And scalable technological solutions like MindTrack AI can help address it. Let me end with this thought. For generations, education systems have been designed to produce high achievers. But the future requires something more. It requires resilient, balanced learners. Students who succeed not by sacrificing their well being, but by learning in systems designed to support them. Because success should not come at the cost of mental health. Well being is not a trade off. What it is it's the foundation of lasting success. And that is exactly why this idea is worth spreading. Thank you for your time.